guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to do another Q&A video. Honestly, these are my favorite to watch on YouTube, so I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the ones that I do here. The other week I asked on my Instagram for you guys to submit some questions for me to answer on a video, and so today's the day. I'm just going to answer some of the questions that you guys have. Okay, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and this is a question I received a bunch of times, and that is when I'm going to introduce my boyfriend on my blog. And if you're new, I am dating someone. We met back in January. Really like him a lot, but he is not into social media, and I completely respect that, and honestly, I totally understand why he wouldn't want to be included on my Instagram and blog because people can get kind of crazy. But he just doesn't want to be involved on the blog and Instagram, and I'm not going to force him into it. So if he decides, you know, tomorrow or a month from now that he wants to be on it, great, and if not, great too. And that's the short answer. I do kind of wish he would want to be on the Instagram just because I think he's so cute. I beg. No, I don't really push him, but his family really doesn't want him to be on. He is cute. He is. Next question. The question is about whether I want to stay in Connecticut or not and where I see myself in the future. It's kind of complicated. I just don't know where I want to live. I think for now, Connecticut is perfect. I love being super close to the city. I love being super close to the beach. I love the apartment that I'm in right now. I just don't have the strongest desire to move right now. It's just expensive. It's kind of a waste of time, and I don't really want to move until I know exactly where I want to live for the long haul, at least for 5+ years. So for now, I'm staying in Connecticut. I really love it here. My dogs love it here. Kind of reminds me more of like a New England version of where I grew up because there's water everywhere and just being close to the beaches. So for now, Connecticut it is. For outfit inspiration, 9 times out of 10, I actually look to see what I have in my own closet. And one of my favorite things to do is to flip through, especially when I'm not feeling super inspired or have an idea right off the top of my head. I'll flip through my closet or go through a couple of my drawers and try to find something that I haven't worn in a while, and then use that as a springboard to build the rest of my outfit around. And that way I know I'm getting great use out of pieces that I love that might have just gotten hidden away in the back of my closet or towards the back of a drawer. And I'm making sure I'm folding in clothes that I love and already have. And the other 10% of the time, sometimes I'm just totally at a loss for words, and I'll go to Pinterest and type in a few things. The funny part about that is a lot of times my friends pop up as a result. So like my friend Sarah always pops up, my friend Blair always pops up, my friend Julia always pops up, and that always just makes me laugh that I know the people that I'm basically getting inspired by. And that leads into the next question, which are some of my favorite Instagram accounts to follow. I will say I don't like to follow too many Instagram accounts. I know people are always like baffled by the fact that I only follow 30 people. I just spend way too much time on the app already, and the more people I follow, I get hooked on their Insta stories, so I try to just keep it low. But I'll share some of my friends that I follow. They have great Instagram accounts. Come here, Ted. Oh, my friend Sarah, she has amazing style. My friend Chastity, she lives in Charleston. She's super cute and always has fun outfits, maybe like a little outside my comfort zone, but I'm always inspired by her. I love to follow my friend Julia. Her outfits are always super cute and feminine, and I get a lot of outfit inspiration from her for sure. My friend Blair, her outfits are a little bit more than I could typically pull off, but you can't follow her without thinking, wow, this girl has great style. Oh, my friend Daphne, if you saw my Paris vlog, she is the girl that I was traveling around Paris with for a couple of days. She is so cute. I just love the way she puts together her outfits. I feel like she's kind of my French twin sometimes, I like to joke. Oh, my friend Kelly has super cute preppy style and the freaking cutest little girl on the planet. Someone asked if I am going to be changing my blog name, and the answer to that is yes, I am. I'm super excited. It should be happening somewhere in November. It's been kind of a process because I have to move my entire blog onto a different domain and then have the domain redirect. So I have my developer team working on that right now, and it should be in the next few weeks, which I think will be in November. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'm super pumped. Maybe I should do an updated video when it actually happens on like the crazy story of how I came up with it. So the question is about what kind of job I would have if I wasn't a blogger. I think If I was in college and hadn't started my blog, I would have gone down the stereotypical Georgetown routes, which is consulting. Not all that exciting for me now. But as far as what my dream job would be if it wasn't blogging, which frankly, blogging really is my dream job. I feel so lucky to be able to do what I do. I have always said I would love to work for IDEO. It's this really cool consulting, but they really generate a lot of cool ideas. I would love to be a professional reader. Don't know how I can get that job, but sign me up. I'd love to be a mom. I would love to work for like American Girl, like making up American Girls and like writing those stories. I met Valerie Tripp once and cried because she was like a personal hero. The last job is actually something that I've recently become passionate about, and that is to be like a meditation / yoga instructor for kids like under the age of 10. I think it's so important, and every elementary school should be teaching meditation literally to every kid. And I think yoga is just something that is easy to adapt for children, and it's a great way to relieve stress and maintain focus and feel confident about themselves. I'd actually still love to do that as a blogger, like go get like a certification for meditation or yoga specifically for kids and volunteer at elementary schools. Maybe I'll do that next year for like a resolution. Feeling it. I get a lot of questions about Georgetown, and this one specifically about pros and cons of Georgetown. But before I get into it, I do want to make a quick announcement that I'm doing a meet and greet in Georgetown at the Tuckernuck store on November 2nd. That is Thursday. I really hope I get to see you guys there. It should be a lot of fun, and Tuckernuck has the most amazing clothes, so even if you don't want to come see me, come for the shopping. I have a couple of pros that really stand out to me about going to Georgetown. The first is that it has a really great spirit about going there as a student. It is a Jesuit school, and they're all about men and women for others, and I love that sort of collaborative effort. There's no sororities and fraternities, and a lot of people are student athletes, but at the end of the day, you're not competitive with the other team. You're really all there because you love Georgetown and you want to support Georgetown. And I really loved that as a student. It's also great because there are a ton of international students. So you may be in class with someone who grew up in this country or was born in that country and has a completely different life experience from what you have. And that always led to a really intense but amazing conversation around all of our class discussions. So you're not just getting lectured by the professors, it's really people sharing their own personal experiences, and you just learn a lot from your peers, which is pretty incredible. But I think a really great pro is that you're in a really interesting city while still having a campus. So there is a front gate and there is a campus feel, but you could intern at the White House or down the street for a consulting firm that does politics without having to take a semester off. So you see like a lot of students coming to Georgetown and taking off a semester from other campuses and schools around the country because they really want to intern at the White House. But you don't have to. You can just hop on a bus and be at the White House for your internship after classes, which is pretty incredible. As far as cons go, the biggest one, in my opinion, is that it can be kind of a cutthroat environment. Even though another student isn't going to stab you in the back and make you do worse on your exam, like they're not gonna, set you up for failure. Everyone is trying to get the best grade and the best internship and be in the most clubs and the most involved. And there's this common idea on campus that you can sleep when you're dead, and that is truly how a lot of students eat, sleep, and breathe I guess they don't sleep, but on campus. So it can be kind of overwhelming when you feel like you can't keep up, or you feel like you need to stretch yourself super thin just to keep up with the Joneses, if you will. I actually kind of removed myself from that a little bit, and I still felt the pressure of that. So that would definitely be the biggest con. And as far as applications go, it has been quite some time since I last applied. It's been 10 years since I applied for college. God, I'm so old. But I do think in terms of application, even though I'm not super familiar with the process, I do believe that Georgetown looks for well-rounded students. So they're not necessarily looking for someone with the absolute best perfect test scores. They want to see someone coming who's super passionate about a club they started in high school, or this volunteer effort that they've been a part of for 5+ years, or a student athlete who's super in love with the sport and will continue to do that at Georgetown. but also then has the test scores and the grades to back it up. But it's not necessarily about having a perfect SAT score and then being like, okay, I can get in, no problem. They want people who are well-rounded and play instruments and play sports and volunteer and maintain good grades at the same time. Someone asked about tights, and unfortunately we are coming up on tight weather, which means you really can't wear your skirts without tights. I buy mine from a few different places. If it's a pair of tights like hose that I know is gonna get a rip in it pretty early, I'll just go to Target honestly and stock up on a bunch for the season. And then I love J. Crew's and I wait for them to go on sale and I buy them all at once. I think like once a year they do a sale where you can buy 3 tights and get the 4th free or something like that, and I typically get a bunch during that sale in particular. And I actually hate wearing tights because I find them so uncomfortable, but I know I end up wearing them at some point and need it for an outfit, so I keep them tucked away. And then last year I actually discovered Uniqlo, I don't know how to pronounce it. They have tights that are specifically made for cold weather. They look like regular tights, but they actually keep you warm. So definitely check those out, and they're affordable. And the waistbands don't hurt, major key. Someone asked about snacking since I work from home, and this is something that I've kind of perfected over time. The first thing is I try not to bring anything into the house that I know will be super tempting. Like if I bring a thing of donuts in, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. So I just try not to bring them into the house in the first place. I try to find healthy snacks that I enjoy eating, but won't just sit there and mindlessly eat. So almonds, like a good trail mix. I love popcorn, especially if I'm working late at night. Oatmeal, even though that's not technically a snack, it's a really filling thing for me to just eat and make really quickly. And I feel great afterward. Fruits, I'm like obsessed with grapefruit, any kind of cut up fruit. It's not necessarily that I stop myself from snacking, but I try to be smart about what I snack on and what I keep in the house as options. I'm not gonna get in my car and drive to Dunkin' Donuts to go get donuts, but I know that I will get up and, pilfer around my refrigerator and my pantry to see what I have. And when the donuts are there, it's tempting, but if I have something healthy like trail mix or almonds, I know it's a better choice for me in the long run. This question is about my dogs, and I'm gonna answer it, but also kind of not answer it at the same time. And it's, what do I bring when I'm traveling with my dogs? Like, what are the necessities? When you're traveling with your dog, you really need to figure out what works for your dog and what your dog is going to need. So even if I tell you what Teddy and Ham need, that might not match up with what you need. I try to keep it as simple as possible so I'm not lugging everything around. I get stressed enough when there's 2 leashes just to hold on to, let alone a giant bag of things. But dog food, their dog bowls. I bring a portable water bowl that can fold down so I can just toss it into my bag. I bring like 4 rolls of poop rolls because I don't want to be stuck without those. I try to only bring the leash and the harness that I know that they like to wear. And if I'm going somewhere cold, I might pack like a fleece jacket because they are tiny dogs and they do get cold. But other than that, I really do just keep the essentials. I don't bring toys. I don't bring treats. They're in the room, so I don't want to say it out loud. And if I need something to kind of lure their behavior, I guess, I just use their kibble. So it's pretty simple. Oh, and I pack paper towels in a Ziploc bag just in case there's some sort of emergency of some sort, because Teddy's known to throw up, Ham's known to knock things over. Just want to be prepared. Okay, last question, and this one is about creative writing and if I do other kinds of writing beyond just my blog. In an ideal world, I would love to be able to say, yes, I write all the time and I enjoy it. The reality is, I feel like I spend so much of my time writing, whether it's writing blog posts or writing emails, that at the end of the day, I want to either watch TV like a lazy person or read a book, and I just can't will myself to pick up the pen and paper or even open up a blank document. I've been really trying to get into journaling, but it's hard to do when I feel like I document so much of my life already on my blog. But I really wish I did write, and I do finally have an idea for a book, and I'm getting closer and closer to actually sitting down and just writing it. I think I need to take like a week off so I can outline everything, and that will help me get into it. Someone motivate me. Give me the motivation and the inspiration that I need, because it's right there and I just need to sit down and do it. Okay, that is today's Q&A. You guys asked me some really great questions and I love being able to answer some of them. Don't forget that I try my best to answer your questions if you leave a comment. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.